Tip number 11, embrace social media and all of its powers. This is an opportunity to solve one of the problems that the employers have, because a lot of young people entering the workforce don't necessarily have experience. What they do have is a lot of skills with regard to social media that maybe employers do not have. Tip number 12, continue to learn, continue to grow. When you do go to interviews or when you do meet people, it's important that you're always showing them that you're continuing to learn and that you're not just waiting for things to happen or for somebody to force you to learn. Tip number 13, practice the interview with a friend, with a family member, or with a professional coach like me. This is a good idea because you might not necessarily know how you're presenting yourselves, or they might be able to see things that you are not able to see. Also remember that we make impressions in the first 7 seconds, so those first 7 seconds can be crucial to your success. Like in the first 7 seconds of this video, you have made an impression on me. I hope it's a good one. Tip number 14, write an email every day to someone in your network or someone in your extended network. What this is going to do is it's going to slowly spread the word about your job search. It's going to build your connections, and it's going to help you make more contacts and hopefully find links that will help you get a job. Tip number 15, so often people focus on what they can't do or where they can't get jobs. It's a very simple tip, it's a very small tip, but it's very, very important. Focus on what you can do, focus on what your strengths are, and focus on what you're good at. Focus on what you can add to the organization, or focus on what you can give them. Tip number 16, learn from the experts. This is about physiology. There's a lady named Amy Cuddy. She has an amazing TED Talk online. Definitely check it out if you get a chance. So based on her research, it turns out that standing in postures of confidence not only changes how you see yourself, it can also improve your confidence and your success with interviewers. Tip number 17, give meaning to your progress. What we do know is that we're definitely going to get responses that we don't want, but we need to be able to deal with those well. It's important that when we go to the next interview that we're able to start afresh, otherwise we're going to hold all those negative feelings and those the pessimism with us. For example, option 1, it's because there are no jobs. Or option 2, obviously there are jobs. If I'm getting rejection letters, maybe I should try a new approach. I need to keep going. So what meaning do you give to it? Do you give the option 1 meaning, or do you give the option 2 meaning? Tip number 18, realize that your past does not equal your future. If you have a particular accent, if you come from a particular area, if you have a particular work history, or whatever else there may be, they do not need to be limits for you. Tip number 19, stand out from the crowd. Okay, you can use your qualifications, your skills, or your activities. If you do activities that are relevant to the business, definitely mention those. And if you can't do any of those, remember that you can make your CV in a particular way that will get the attention of the employer. Take a look at this website and this sample. I've taken this from a website called Vengage. It's a really nice way of making your CV. Tip number 20, thank the interviewer and mention possibilities in the future. It's always a nice idea to write to them and to thank them for taking the time to speak to you, and also to ask them for some tips, maybe how you could improve, maybe what skills you should acquire, maybe things you could learn to help you, or some interview tips. They might say something to you or they might say nothing to you, but it's always worth the effort to write that email. So the last part of this today is I'm going to tell you about a workshop that I have. It's on in about 2 weeks. It will be a goal setting workshop, so you can sign on from the comfort of your own home, and it's free. This is your career.